real, for real. Cata wasn't even supposed
Industry.
more bills, add some fleek in them yoga
Stranger to the music industry. His career started out as part of various hip-hop groups, but 2019 saw the reintroduction of himself with the release of his debut solo album, entitled Before the Press. A multi-talented artist, Havisa Lawrence, better known as Cata-Lust, now joins us in studio to chat further about his latest endeavors. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Liz. How are you?
Looking at that music video, it looks like it was so much fun to shoot.
Yeah. Just we're talking about it now. It's like it's actually quite interesting because as bright as it looked, it was actually raining on that day, and it was overcast. We were looking for like a really sunny day, but a really shout out to the director who captured the emotion of such a good day. We had fun.
Yeah, no, it literally comes across on that video. I mean, isn't that life though? Life has its ups and downs.
Yeah.
You were part of so many groups. Now you're having your solo debut album.
Interesting enough, we've had this conversation before, and yeah, it was interesting to move from group to solo. I think this part of my journey has been many years in the making.
Yeah.
And with that being said, it's like it was the right time. So I'm so excited about the album, and I'm so excited about the solo album and people actually getting to know me.
So, with the reintroduction, of course, something must fall for something to rise through or to come through. What would you say is the messaging that you aim to evoke through this album?
We all go through things. The fact is, this is the story of me, and the reason, and I mean, even through the title, it's before any bright lights or anything, everybody has their own story. So behind that was just the anecdote of what happens in my life and the things that I've been affected by, and hopefully anybody can get inspired by that. And I think that's what I was trying to actually just evoke, is that behind every musician is a real story, and I just want to tell mine. Yeah.
I'm looking at the sounds that you use to create this project.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting mix of a lot of different electronic beats, etc. So walk us through what the inspiration was behind that.
It was quite defining in that I didn't want to sound like anybody in South Africa.
Yeah.
As a South African artist, the hardest part about being an artist is actually being distinct. My love for music, from being a sound engineer and then actually now practicing it, is how do I sound authentically me without reference to any other artist. So hey, you sound like this guy, you sound like that guy, and I searched for a very long time to find the right sound, from electronic, which is what inspires me, to really deep hardcore hip-hop, to really mellow sounding commercials. So it was an embodiment of all of that, which actually I took on to kind of make me distinct. And also versatility was important in the albums, also for not this album but the albums to come, to show that I am versatile, I can jump into anything and be excitable as an artist.
And also express yourself through different means. I mean, it's so holistic, and it definitely comes across. Now, but I want to know about the challenges though that you faced. Funding the solo project, also being a solo artist to date. I mean, yes, you've got the connections, you've been in the industry for a while, but how is that in reality?
In reality, it's expensive, if I were to say so. I think what I've been blessed with is a beautiful team that's been able to push what I've been trying to build, believing in what my vision for my album. I think the hardest thing for any artist is to find somebody who believes in you more than, it's almost like the 1%ers. Like the 1%ers are those people who believe so much in what they're doing, is that they're able to get other people to believe in that. And I often feel like I've been lucky enough. I've been searching for it for years, and I think a really great team for anyone is really important to making that possible. But it's still expensive. That doesn't take away from the actual expenses of what needs to. I mean, there's music videos, there's logistics,
transport,
transport, all that involved, and being an independent is something that you have to take on. I mean, that's why most artists, well, a lot of artists sign to a label because they don't have to think about that.
Yeah.
And I believe in my integrity as an artist. I believe in my integrity as making authentic music. So it's a road less traveled, but one that's well worth it.
And also you'll reap the rewards, the dividends.
Absolutely.
And I guess ownership is also
Absolutely.
something that will help us to create generational wealth for those
Absolutely.
who come after
It's
us.
just, yeah, my scars right now I'll bear in order to make that, and I hopefully can just inspire anybody to just get up and do it yourself.
You know what they say, what's not good for the heart is good for the art. So keep being vulnerable and
I'm gonna take that.
Now 2020 has been dubbed the year of 20 plenty. Has it
okay, I
been
didn't know that.
plenteous for you? What can we expect from you for the year to come?
Quite a lot. I've been growing the team, so what's going to happen now is we're starting a really cool campaign for my first single. Can't really talk about it right now, but like it's more of a part of the journey of getting to know me as an artist, and also just reintroducing what it is to be an artist and in any genre. So I fight for the hip hop artist, and looking at that as the 5 elements. So the first single being is called Untitled, and the campaign is called Untitled. So it's the journey of what it means to define yourself and what it means to have labels on yourself, and just truly as an individual, what titles you and what untitles you to make you definitive as a human being. So I'm using that as a form of positivity and a form of inspiring others to be definitive in who they are and chase their dreams.
Yeah, I mean, it's never what we're called, it's what we answer to. So
Absolutely.
if we define that for ourselves, then that becomes the stories we live into, and that becomes our reality.
Yeah, and I think it's a beautiful thing. It's if we all remain untitled in what we want to do and what we grow to be, there's nobody who can define us except ourselves. Yeah.
So I'm looking at the latest project, obviously, before the press. I mean, are there any collaborations that you worked with someone? I know you've worked with quite a few heavyweights in the industry, but for this project in particular, and also any other future collabs that you'd like to do?
Oh yes. So for the album itself, one of the strongest ones that I had was Proverb. He's a very good friend. The song was many years in the making. And when we decided to actually collaborate, it was I think at the tail end of a show, and I bumped into him and I was like, hey, are we actually going to do this? Are we not going to do this? And he was like, and at the time I was leaving for New York. So I was like, look, I'm going to New York for about 6 months, and I really want to finish this album, and I just want to find out, will you do it? Will you do the song with me? And he was just like, just name the date. And I was like, okay, cool. Do I speak to your manager? He's like, no, just speak to me. You've got my number. I think it was a Saturday. The Monday, we were in studio together. Tuesday, the song was recorded, done, and it was ready to go. So it was a very interesting thing, and I'm actually quite humbled by it, but I was humbled by it because he's actually quite a human, and when you get to know him, and it was just an absolutely beautiful collaboration. So with that being said, the type of artists I'd really love to do collaborate with is like Ayanda Gia. I'd love to collaborate with the Tandiswa, just to get. I'm moving towards the pro-Africanism sound. So 2 years, 3 years, a Wizkid to a to a UK artist like Stormzy. So I want to move in. I really want to move to the pro-Africanism sound where we as Africans actually collaborate, like we live next door to each other.
How do we contact you? Where do we buy the album? Find out perhaps are you going to be doing any tours or appearances at this point?
Tour coming real soon.
Okay.
Awesome. Second thing is...
So you can't say much until TBC.
Until it's crazy. So we're in preparation of and come from. So This is going to be a really, really intense year for the album, which is I'm really excited about. Where to find me at Cata-Lust _lust_live on all platforms. Music is available on all platforms, on Spotify to iTunes. So just get it. And if you need to find out more about my shows, exactly the same handle.